right. But I can tell you, so it's interesting because I don't know if you know, I've been asking people to map, like stray and feral kittens. Mm-hmm. And we've gotten, I don't know, we're over 200 now that have been mapped in Langley.
Sorry, over how many?
200.
Okay.
And I went, well, so we've been like doing a little bit of light recon. And so people report a colony of like 10 to 20, and we get out there and it's like over 100.
Oh, okay. So they're just reporting what they see.
Yeah, and they're really good at, like, they're kind of wild animals, so it's like a raccoon. Like you don't see them, like they can be 10 feet away from you and you won't see them because they're so good at, you know, and a lot of them are active at night, so it's kind of been.
So what areas are they concentrated in?
A lot of rural areas, like farms, where people dump cats and they just multiply.
Right. I'm trying to stay off camera.
Oh. Well, they can hear you, and
I know we're international now, aren't we?
I know. This is Brenda from the Langley Times. She came out to look at kittens.
There's Oscar. Now, are these all Oscar's sisters, or do they have?
2 sisters and 2 brothers.
Oh, okay.
You should come in.
I should probably climb in there.
Oh,
to get full experience.
I'll make you a nice comfy bed. I'll take off my boots. Or you can leave them on
I'll
if you
just
want.
go for it.
I know, just take the plunge. Take the plunge.
Hello, everyone. And you know they're out there because they're always commenting.
I know. There are only 900 people watching. So
Oh, okay.
No pressure. No pressure. I'm gonna bring my camera because whenever I don't bring my camera, they do something really amazing with it, and I do that. Okay, so. Okay, look at this situation.
You have that natural beauty going for you.
Yeah.
Hi. Okay, now try not to trip over this. Follow my face.
Hello.
Hello. Oh my goodness. You're even cuter in person.
I know, aren't they?
You're so sweet.
I should do some.
Can I just start grabbing? Is that
Yeah,
okay?
totally.
Hi. Oh, you look half sleepy, but that's probably.
This is
This is
Oscar.
Oscar.
Because
Yeah, are you a little grouchy?
he's the least excited one.
Oh, did I get a kiss too?
I
And
got
it's someone new is here to see you.
I'm new to his that.
Someone new.
They had lots of visitors.
Not too many, and they've done pretty well. But
No,
they're still scared at first,
Mm-hmm.
and who can blame them, right?
No, exactly. 2 days in a garbage can will do that.
I know,
too.
right?
Who,
I
garbage man found them?
Yeah. It was actually, I don't know if do you know Megan Neufeld and Joel?
I feel like I should.
They adopted Anders from the Roundup Kittens and do a lot of volunteering with us. And he's I guess they call them
Sanitation workers, yeah. I was correcting myself. I was already answered.
I guess that's the proper name. So, and he found them, and he heard them meowing, and they were in the bottom of it was one of those bus trash cans, like the half circle ones that taper toward the bottom. So they were all just like, there was not enough room. So they were just like
Peeing all over themselves.
Yeah.
And two days in there?
Yeah, we think between 1 and 2 days, just judging by the volume of.
Can that do lasting damage to their organs to be without fluid and?
Oh yeah, I mean it's not good at all.
You obviously they're recovering in the sense that they're active and fluffy and moving around, but in terms of long-term concerns.
Yeah, in these guys' case, they must have been well cared for before they were put in the garbage can. And whether it was just their mom was feeding them or whatever, because they were dehydrated, but they weren't to the point of being lethargic. Okay. And so that was actually a really good thing. Yeah. But the volume, the number of fleas they had on them was just awful.
Yeah.
And so they wouldn't, and it's so cold.
Yes.
And being wet.
Overnight, yeah.
What area
of town were they found in?
Sort of on the border of Langley and Abbotsford.
Oh, on that end, okay.
Yeah.
Toward Aldergrove.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
You're too much.
I need to wash
And
them.
you obviously have, well, they had color-coded collars on them before. Oh, I see.
They did.
Still do,
They do.
Tell them
It's
apart.
Just, oh my goodness! Was that a hiss?
No, that was the scraping on the
Okay.
floor because I was trying to play. So they are Oscar
This
Snuffleupagus.
is Snuffy, Mr. Snuffleupagus.
Oh, perfect.
And this is Clementine.
Oh, is there a Clementine on Sesame Street? I haven't
There
watched it
is.
in
I
years.
know. She was named by, we have our class of grade 3-4 students at Holly Elementary has been following along with tiny kittens, and so they named Clementine. There, you're looking much more presentable now.
You're gonna be ready for your close-up.
It smells a little bit like poop, sorry.
That's all right. I have a cat.
And then we've got Abby Cadabby, which is one that was not around when I was watching Sesame Street, but she's a little fairy in training.
So there's no Ernies and Berts.
Nope. Well, no.
None of the classics.
Well, Oscar and
Snuffy, yeah,
and,
classics. Yes, of course.
Joel, the guy who rescued them, is naming this one. So I haven't heard.
Oh, okay.
I haven't heard yet who that is.
Naming and claiming, or
and he named. Well, I don't think he insists. No, but
yeah. I'll keep working on it.
I know he's come by every day to see how they're doing. So I know.
Yeah,
really
I don't think you'll have too many problems.
No.
This is the third batch that have come in without a mom?
This year?
Well, no, altogether. They're all listed on your website.
Oh.
Most of them said, so-and-so and her kittens, and there were 3, I think, litters without.
So, yeah, I think you're right, because it was, actually, I think 4, because I don't know if I think I may have missed the country superstars, but.
Yeah, they're not on there.
Yeah.
Does that make it extra challenging when there's no mom? Or, I mean, these are old enough to eat, obviously.
Yeah, so. Once they're old enough to eat, it's a lot easier. Bottle feeding is really a lot of work, and then all the poop and the pee.
Yeah.
So that takes, that's tough. So it's always tough if we get orphan kittens or kittens that are not weaned at the roundup, we have to it's hard for us to find foster homes that can do the round the clock bottle feeding. So a lot of times staff will end up taking them home and then work a full day and then bottle feed all night.
And these ones were flea ridden, and obviously you've had some with worms, ringworm. What are some of the main health issues that come in with them?
These guys had really bloated tummies, which is from intestinal parasites. So, you can sort of feel his is still pretty.
Oh yeah.
Which is much better than it was. They were actually hard.
He wants to be part of me.
He's gonna have to learn. He's gonna have to learn.
That's okay.
He's getting better.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't blame you.
A little better. So, but ringworm is a really common one. And the various parasites, upper respiratory infections are pretty common. Thank you for making it smell worse.
No problem.
But so that's mostly what we get is upper respiratory parasites, ringworm, which is a fungus, not a worm.
Mm-hmm.
But and who knows what will happen on Saturday? What we'll get? We don't know if we'll get no cats or if we'll get 500 cats.
So what's the plan then in terms of where you're going and who's coming out with you?
Well, so we have a lot of volunteers who are going to come and help, and we have a street team this year, which we didn't have last year, which is going to be set up in Douglas Park in Langley City, just handing out some stuff about spaying and neutering and letting people know that they have options. And if anyone there has a cat or kitten and they want to run home and get it, they can take them back to the shelter. We have our text hotline so people can text that they have a cat or kitten that they want picked up, then we'll go pick them up. And of course, they can bring them to the shelter. We'll have free spay neuter vouchers, as many as we can do. And then we have all of our foster parents kind of standing by.
Are those vouchers redeemable at different veterinarians or?
They're all assigned to their own. So because a vet has to agree to do
Yeah,
them because they
that's
lose money on
yes,
it.
of course.
So we pay them for each one, but they still lose money.
Mm-hmm.
And so, they can only afford to do like 5 a month or 10 a month.
Right.
So we have kind of a.
So how does that work then? The person says, I go to X vet, and you say,
yeah,
I have that or I don't, so would you mind going to?
Well, most of them don't go to a vet, don't have a vet. And so they have basically a month to go, and we try to match them with whatever's closest to them.
Oh, no.
So graceful.
You didn't land on your feet at all.
So graceful.
Yeah, so we try to make it convenient, but again, it's really hard to plan because we don't know how many people will actually take advantage of it. And it's so early in the season too that people have not been overrun with kittens yet. Right. And like you said, you don't see the problem. You don't see the feral cat problem when
you just don't
going about your daily life.
As a casual observer, you don't. And I just was thinking, you were talking about early in the season, last season, kittens, and I mean, it can only get worse, really, can't it? From 1 year to the next.
Yeah, absolutely. So if we're expecting 80,000, and 75% will die from starvation, disease, predators, or cruelty before they're 6 months old if they're not rescued. And then the remaining 25% that survive will start getting pregnant as early as 4 months. And so, a lot of those are feral, and nobody will ever even know that they existed, but it doesn't mean they're not out there.
Mm-hmm. And not living a very pleasant life.
No. And at some point...
You're pulling so hard.
Yeah, he's really sweet.
He is sweet.
A couple of them, you can tell they miss their mom, right? Because they're too young to be separated from mom.
How old are they?
They're 5. Well, they're 6 weeks now.
Right. So you'll be looking for a new home soon.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have to fatten them up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can feel lots of bones.
Yep.
Just not too far under the surface here.
Yep. He's the skinniest one.
He's a cutie.
He's lost a little bit of weight since he arrived here.
Very affectionate.
I know, so cuddly. How many cats do you have? Just one?
Yeah. She would love a kitten. I hate to. She'd torment a kitten, that's for sure.
I'm sure she would have.
Yeah.
You would come home and find your house rearranged sometimes.
Yeah, I had 2 kittens together once when I was younger, and I'd come home from school every day, and you could just see the path of destruction where they chased each other around. I stopped petting you for a second. I'm so sorry.
Unacceptable.
Yeah.
Everybody's impressed that the kittens are doing well, like a new person. Oh, the purring.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine though. Can you imagine putting them in the trash?
No, I don't. I can't sort of get the mentality. But I mean, do you feel like you're making any sort of strides in the time that you've been doing this and trying to educate and getting out there? Do you feel like you're making any progress?
It's hard to say.
I know it's hard to judge, but have you had any sort of feedback from people?
I think our last kitten roundup was a big success because almost all of the people who came in were like, I didn't think I had an option. Yeah. So a lot of people that can't afford to get a spay or neuter don't know that we have free spay neuters, and granted we don't have enough. And also Laps has had a hard time in the past and certainly now too, because the more we raise awareness, the more people take advantage of our services, but we don't have enough space.
Get overwhelmed.
And we're a no-kill shelter, so we don't euthanize to create space. So whatever we take, we're stuck with till we get them adopted. So, if we have a senior cat or a cat that has a long recovery period that takes up a space for months.
And then the kittens are coming and going because everybody wants kittens.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's kind of it's a tough situation. So we have started trying to raise more awareness, and this is our Ice Oasis building that we've been, that we're hoping to be able to build will really help with this. And we'll be able to do a lot more education then because we won't be so afraid of being overwhelmed by cats.
Yeah. I'm going to climb out of here now. I know I could just be covered in kittens all day. You're just a little Love bug. This one just.
I know.
Sorry, which one is this with the orange?
That's
cover?
Snuffy.
Yes,
Mr.
Scampy. Oh, you're.
He is very cute.
You're
He was when I was
less invisible than I would have expected.
Yeah. I know. He's real.
Yeah.
He's
He's
real.
so cute.
When I was in here earlier, like cleaning up, he just sits there and meows
Yeah.
until I pick him up.
Well, I stopped petting him a couple times and I heard about it. Really
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah.
Like that's on. Yeah, that just won't do.
Yeah. So I think they're going to be pretty snuggly. Oscar might need a little extra.
Yeah.
A little extra work, but
Yeah, he'll be a sweet cat for a quiet home.
yeah. Yep. He'll be very
Yeah,
well.
I'm trying to get out of here with him.
I know. Are you going to take pictures?
I am going to take pictures of you with kittens, and then what I'll probably do is grab my notebook, and then maybe we can just sort of
Yeah.
just go over the facts and things
Okay.
again to make
Yeah.
sure I got those correct.
Are your faces clean? Is your face clean? Are you sure you want me in here with
I
you?
absolutely want you in
Oh,
the shots.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad I look my best today. All right, you tell me what to do.
You crack me up. We should probably get Oscar surrounded by
His little minions.
Yeah, I'm stopping with one cat, but I tell you, every once in a while,
I know, right? It's
very tempting.
it's not. Did you get stuck? Oscar, no, they're all facing the wrong way.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be too posed, just there we go. Little pyramid of kittens. Oh yeah, see? The phrase is hurting cats.
There we go. Do you want me to stand behind you and try to get their attention?
Just trying to get you in the shot without a little white wall, without sort of chopping the top of your head off here.
Oh, do you want me to slouch?
No, no slouch. Got it.
Oh, he's so cute.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
That's cuter. Kittens.
Oh, that's cute. And then all three down lower looking up too, which is
Oh, adorable. Kittens.
Shelly.
You guys smell like a barn.
Yeah, they're a little fragrant, but you know.
Yeah,
Fragrant. They've been through a bit.
They are. You look how they're like a little bit
Dingy.
stained. A little bit.
I didn't know if they
stained.
weren't perfectly white or if they were just.
They're flame point Siamese, so they'll have
Yeah,
they'll have ginger tails and everything noses, but they're not supposed to be yellow here so much.
oh, I love it. Climbing all over your computer.
I know.
Go. Shall we?
Oh.
That's like, I'll let you grab. There, get everything except the litter box in the shop.
Yeah.
And which one is that? The purple color?
This is Abby Kadabi. I always teach them how to work their angles, but these guys haven't quite figured it out yet. Sometimes they do.
Get my good side?
Yeah, sometimes they don't show the good side.
I gotta get a hiss.
Oh, see? Good boy.
Yeah.
Good boy.
Yeah, they may smell Daisy on here a little bit too. She ate a feather yesterday.
Just randomly?
Just randomly. Yeah, she likes to lick the feathers on her toys.
Oh.
And so for some reason my pillows have started sprouting these, like the feathers are starting to come through. It's not that big. And I thought she was just licking it. And all of a sudden she just started choking the whole thing down. So I have a funny feeling I'm going to get home one of these days. And
You'll have a fancy poop.
fancy plume to pull on.
It's been known to happen around here, that's for sure.
Yeah, I bet. I've never had one that just eats and chews on everything.
Oh yeah, does she do other stuff?
She can choose on cords. She's
Oh.
blind cords. I've had to replace a couple of blinds. Computer cord the day I brought the computer home. She's hilarious. Yeah. She's a biter and a chewer.
No.
So is he pretty used to you? Or?
I think he's gotten better in general. It's just the initial kind of.
Yeah, I don't know this person with big hands are coming at me.
Yeah.
Oh, lady. Yeah.
But I think he'll be okay.
I'm not gonna be as happy.
Yeah. He's just a little more nervous.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he was the first one in the can. Or sometimes there's one nervous one in the bunch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
No, not getting a purr, but he's not really struggling to get away.
Yeah, I haven't gotten really good purrs out of him yet either. Although he does tolerate the petting, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
He escaped last night. They found a way out. Two of them escaped, and he was like behind the cabinet in the corner, and I got him.
Clever boy.
I know. But then he heard Mr. Snuffy meowing, and he came out. Mm-hmm. That's true. They are pretty adorable. They're like little polar bears.
Yeah.
Stinky little polar bears.
This is the most entertaining they've been. Every time I tune in, they're curled up asleep.
They have slept most of today. They have been.
Now they have lots of energy to burn.
Yes.
I'll put you back in the little bed there, so don't struggle. Don't have any problems there.
Oh, what a good boy. It's your brother. Yeah. I wish I did.
I'm not doing this. She couldn't get food on.
They've seen so many embarrassing things from me that I think they're used to whatever happens.
They're not even. They're so focused on the kittens, and they don't care about the humans in the shop.
That's true.